Full spoilers ahead for this, guys. Complete full spoilers. Okay, this is rumour, I guess, but we really do have to take this as potential for a spoiler. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, just click off the video. But that being said, you've been warned. I've been warning you for about 20 seconds now, so let's just get into it. It would appear we now know who Matt Smith is playing, and it's strongly connected to Emperor Palpatine. Now, this comes to us from makingstarwars.net, which I'll chuck the link to the article in the description box, but I am just going to run through it all as well, because part of it is really important as to why I'm reporting on this. As, you know, when we talk about rumours, a lot of people go, why are you covering a rumour? A lot of this is lining up as quite accurate, it would appear anyway. So, what's gone on? Matt Smith has, over the time period anyway, denied his involvement in Star Wars. However, multiple official Disney websites have shared the fact that Matt Smith is working on the movie, believe it or not. So that's really important because, of course, his involvement in the film is very important if we're even going to be talking about the potential of his role. And because his involvement seems to be confirmed now, it makes sense as to why we would talk about what character he's playing. Now, again, because it comes from makingstarwars.net, I would just like to say that their leaks and their rumours and things like that tend to actually be pretty on point. They normally do have a good track record. So as everything else is lining up with this, I would be inclined to take it with a pinch of salt, but also quite believe it. I think there's some legitimate argument for this being the truth. Or Disney are just throwing everyone off the scent. But a very reliable source for them, who has passed on numerous information over the years of working with makingstarwars.net, has passed on some very, very specific internal information that's been circulating. Now, again, this source that they're quoting here has been very, very good, in their eyes anyway, and they're inclined to believe their judgment in terms of the reason why they're even writing the article in the first place. So again, background information, really, really important there. But what they've heard is that actually Matt Smith isn't Palpatine reborn or rejuvenated or even a clone, anything like that. But actually, Matt Smith is playing a dark side acolyte. So he's just going to be a dark side worshipper, cultist, that sort of thing. Really loving the Emperor and bowing down to all that he stood for and all this kind of nonsense, which I could see. However, what ties him directly to Emperor Palpatine is during the Rise of Skywalker, Matt Smith's character he opens himself up to the possession of the spirit of Emperor Palpatine, which then means he becomes Emperor Palpatine. But this is really interesting for numerous reasons, because we were told that Sith couldn't have spirits anymore. They couldn't come back as Force ghosts. So that's kind of universe breaking, but look, it's Disney, and they're handling Star Wars now, so anything goes as far as I'm concerned with Disney now. You throw your cannon out to one side. But they also state that during the final act of the film, Rey and Kylo have to team up to fight the Emperor Palpatine possessed Matt Smith. Now this becomes a 2-on-1 duel, which is incredibly intense. It really displays Matt Smith, Emperor Palpatine possessed, his skills and his dark side power, and it's really it's a struggle for Kylo Ren and Rey. However, Kylo Ren kills Matt Smith, the host body for Emperor Palpatine, but Palpatine's spirit then jumps into Kylo Ren's body. So we're playing a bit of a body snatchers situation here. It's just kind of possession, a game of possession. Now Kylo Ren is strong enough to not lose total control. He's not just going to be overwhelmed by the power of Palpatine, which that's interesting. Kind of goes hand in hand with his character anyway, because his mental capabilities with the Force is quite strong. The fact that he can read people's minds and do those Force projections and all these kind of things. So I would be inclined to believe that as well. But Kylo Ren, of course, struggles to take back control of his own body, but he's subdued. And his weapons and everything is just, he's subdued. So he then obviously calls Rey over and asks Rey to kill him. Now Kylo does the right thing in his death, and he becomes Ben Solo, so he embraces the light once more, and he sacrifices himself to kill Emperor Palpatine once and for all. Now that's the part which I don't really understand, I don't really believe, because if Emperor Palpatine is able to just, I don't know, run about possessing bodies, what stops him from just jumping ship the moment Kylo Ren or Ben Solo has killed himself? I don't really understand that. In my eyes, that's where this theory or this rumour starts to fall down. Because unless they inbuilt into the story some very specific mechanism for why he can't just jump ship, you really do have a universe-breaking moment at that point. Emperor Palpatine being a spirit is pretty universe-breaking anyway, but his ability just to possess people, jump ship, possess people, jump ship when they die, you know, so on and so forth, would mean they really do have to have a reason for why all of a sudden he can't do that. Now the reason they give, having said all of that, is apparently, and again I'm inclined to believe it, but I also think this is just total nonsense. It's a really lame reason. But apparently because Rey has never buggered about with the dark side, that means Palpatine can't possess her body because it needs evil in the body. What? So this is where the theory or the rumor for me starts to fall apart. It doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. MakeStarWars.net do state that this was going around internally amongst the people at Disney. They may not have had the full picture for the film, but MakeStarWars.net thinks that there's some legitimacy there to obviously write the article themselves. It's interesting because this throws into question that Snoke may have just been Palpatine all along, which actually goes in with all the numerous other theories that were floating around about Snoke when he died, and obviously the new trailer for the Rise of Skywalker we had Palpatine. It just indicated to everyone that Snoke was essentially just Palpatine all along. This is interesting. Not sure how much of this I believe, but I thought I'd bring you this news. What do you think? Because, like I say, Palpatine being able to just possess people and bugger off when they die is quite universe-breaking. It ruins the canon of Sith never being able to become Force ghosts. Why all of a sudden is Palpatine? Why was Palpatine's master not able to do it? Why was Palpatine able to do it? This could go even further, and actually that Palpatine isn't Palpatine. He could have been, all along, his master. I forget his name, but quite famous in Star Wars canon. The guy who essentially figured out how to cheat death. Maybe it was him all along. Maybe he was never Palpatine himself. Or maybe they shared the body for some time. I don't know. I'm just spitballing some ideas off the back of this because, again, like I say, it ruins canon and it kind of introduces a universe-breaking kind of ability here. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. Like I said, I've linked the article in the description box, so head on over there, I guess, because I am using them as a direct source. But whatever. Let me know your thoughts. Like I say, guys, if you're new here, please do hit subscribe. And to stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news, please do hit that bell notification icon. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and a share. Get this content out there just that little bit more. And guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. I have been Mr. H. Take care.